So before anything else, let's get the baboon out of the shop here. In a previous video, I asked your opinion about this thing right here, and whether you would like us to keep this flamey contraption or get rid of it. So we counted the votes, and I've got the score right here. 152 of you guys said yes, let's go with it. And 155, let me repeat that, 155 of you guys said no, get rid of it. That's very close, eh? But then, of course, there is the opinion of she who must be obeyed. I'm sure some of you guys know exactly how that works, right? Because she walked in here, took one look at it, and said, that is horrible, turned right around and walked out. So I guess you know what I have to do, right? This thing has got to go to the wall of shame. I can't see what to do here. Too much egg in my face. I'm just going to work on those doors. Yeah, winter is on its way here in the southern hemisphere, and I'm not exactly looking forward to that. But yeah, life must go on, I guess. So next for me is to fit the doors on the little Renobug. And quite honestly, I'm not looking forward to that either. And I'll tell you why. The Swimbo wanted the inside all painted, so that's all done. But now I would guess we need to paint the inside of the doors as well. And as I've proven before, 80% of paint is pain.
I want to talk to Flick.
This is the left front door, and you must see the state of these door rubbers right here. This stuff is rock hard. I'm going to have to take it off with a chisel. Yeah, and then of course you always open the can of worms. Although a bag of snakes would be a better description, because worms are not very good at biting you. But here in Africa, we're not scared of worms or snakes. I have a solution. In today's society, we are all brainwashed to obey science. So that's exactly what we will do. I'm simply going to flood it with some rust converter, paint over it all, and forget about it.
Ants.
Much later.
Yeah, hey, back in the day when I was restoring cars with my father, he would strip these doors completely, remove all of it, mechanisms, everything, refurbish it. But hell man, life is too short for that now. This works just fine. So masking tape is going to be my friend. Number 2, and then 2 more to go. I've already contemplated all my sins on number 1. So I guess now it's just gonna have to be zombie mode or something. This here rusty door trim, the window trim, drops in right there. Now I guess I would need to do something about that as well. Well then, some Swiss cheese right here. There's a spot as well. Well, I'm not going to lose any sleep over this. I mean, after all, I'm just building a ratty little car. Let's see how it fits. Yes, that looks quite good. I figured let me make the door cards before I paint the door. That way I don't have to stress later on about scratching the paint. So the front door got a strange kink or bend, or what would you call it in it, like that. Look at that. So I have to do this one in 2 pieces, like this. Yeah, I'm just using some 3mm hardboard I had here. It's a little stained, but it's still good. And it's gonna get covered with something anyway, so does it matter? No. I screwed it on with some stainless steel self-tappers for the test fit. And then this little funny part, yeah, I've just used some duct tape on both sides to hold it together. Obviously down the line when we cover it, you won't see any of that. Okay, all my door cards are done. Somewhere in the future we will upholster them. I'm thinking simple black vinyl, but I'm also thinking that the Swimbo will probably have ideas of her own. We'll have to find out. By the way, if you don't know what Swimbo means, it's an acronym for She Who Must Be Obeyed. Yeah, that's the one that I'm building this little car for.
Nature has an order we all live by.
Now I can remove all these door cards and get some paint on these doors.
later.
And there we have it. Another high dollar tractor in our 10-foot paint job behind the belt. So let's fit some doors then, shall we? The hinges like this one right here does double duty, meaning that both the front door and the back door fits right here. But now I don't have any hinge pins, so I'm going to have to make a plan with that. So I quickly made these with a round bar. I welded on a nut and then I just smoothed it to make it look pretty. So now my new pins fits nicely like that. Alright, so let's see if I can do this by myself, because the back door and the front door share the center hinge, which basically means that you've got to have both doors in place before you can put in the hinge pin. So now I'm hoping that this door will stay while I go and fetch the other one. Okay. So far so good. So let's get this chappy in. And whilst hoping that the back door doesn't fall out. So just got to line up these holes. I think they'll be able to put the top pin roughly into place, basically into place. Yes, now bottom one. Bit of wiggling to get it all to work now. We're getting there. Well, I think that's going to work out. I'm going to find a little hammer to knock in these pins. Let me see. Okay. That doesn't sound very promising at all. Aha. Bottom. There you go. Man, it's closing. Stuck somewhere.
Oh no.
Right there in the bottom. Now we'll fine tune that just now, but it's basically working. Front one? Yes. Yeah, front one is working fine. The back one, I think it's catching down there on the fender a little bit. Just need to have a look at that. Close up here of the bottom means just so you can see how it all works. So that part is attached to the pillar. Back door goes on the one side of it. Front door on the other side. Like the barefoot mechanic is fond of saying, a little bit of lubrication is the solution to all problems. This here is the Fuchs version of WD-40, anti-corrode G70. Yeah, it's cheaper than WD-40 and it works just as well, if not better in my opinion. So this is what I'm using. Yes, that feels good, man. Okay, let's see. It's as good as it gets, man. It's got a little bit of play here, which is has to be, because I still got to fit my door rubber. So once the door rubber is fitted, then we can adjust the striker plate a little bit, and then it will be, yeah, then it will be lekker. Yeah, the back door is not quite as smooth as the front one, but it's good enough. It will probably ease up a little bit over time. Let that magic potion work inside there a little bit to loosen things up. Well, okay, lucky man. So we've got doors here on the port side, the left side. So now I just need to repeat the exercise there on the other side. Right, we have doors on the driver's side as well. Everything's looking good. And I've just noticed something very interesting here. Let me show you. So like all cars sold in South Africa, the little 1959 Renault is right-hand drive as well. But look here, there's no way in which you can lock the driver's side door. But look here on the left-hand door, there's a keyed lock. So no doubt the little Renoirs that was built in France were all left-hand drive. And then it would make sense to have your door lock on the left-hand side as well. But the models that were assembled in South Africa were converted to right-hand drive. And then I would imagine, from an economy point of view, because it was actually a little economy car, they didn't bother to change this. So yeah, it's a little bit inconvenient. If you want to lock your car, after you stop, you got to climb out and walk around this way to lock the little girl. Here's another indication of the French's economic approach. The door handle is simply a hole for opening and closing the door. No doubt to save materials. But it's also KISS, eh? Keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple, soldier. Keep it simple, sailor. Keep it simple, sister.
We interrupt this program with news of developing stories just received.
Well, considering all things, these window rubbers are still in remarkably good condition. So I can put my freshly painted window trims in place now. Where are my new little screws? Yeah, thanks to the crew over at Mesco Engineering Supplies, I've got myself some shiny new stainless steel screws. How fancy is that? Okie dokie. Yes, that fits nicely. Now, there is the question of a door rubber. So we've got a shop here called Pro Auto Rubber that sells all sorts of rubber sealing solutions, sections and profiles and what have you. And I found this D section rubber there, nice and soft. And it looks like it's going to work just fine if I glue it on like that. Yep. So in the past I always used contact adhesive for this. But apart from it being a pain in the ass, I've had mixed results. It's not always staying. So this time I'm trying a good quality super glue. And it seems to be working well. So we'll see how long it stays on. But so far so good. It's certainly a lot easier than contact adhesive, where you have to go through the hassle of applying it to both surfaces and then waiting for it to dry. Whereas with the contact adhesive, with the super glue I mean, yeah, it's a lot easier. I started at the bottom, so my joint will be at the bottom and you won't see it. And if you do get a leak on the joint, it wouldn't matter. So I'm just working my way along until I've moved all the way around. Yeah, and of course with super glue you got to be careful that you don't glue yourself to the rubber. The last bit here in the bottom, and then we can see how it works. And give it a taste. Right, hold that like that for a little bit for the glue to take, and then we can close this door to check it out. Let's see. Nice. Yes. Sonora. Well, that takes care of the front door, but now here with the back door, I still got some challenges. Let me show you what I mean. So there's no wind-up mechanism here like we have on the front door. The original little car had the sliding window set up here, but it would look like I am missing some critical parts. If you've been watching this build from the beginning, you might recall that the car was already taken apart and all the parts were in boxes, and I've been scratching and I just can't seem to find those parts. So all I can find is this piece of glass that sits right there, screw and screw. And then there has to be another piece of glass that goes in there and a track that fastens on here somehow, in which this glass can slide. But I haven't got that. So I'm going to have to come up with some plan here. Let's just screw this into place and then we think about what we can possibly do. So if I want this to work the way it did, I would need to make a channel or track, like U-shaped, that needs to go in here, curve all the way around, back here, and then cut a piece of glass that can slide in that with the special little rubber. What do you call those little rubbers that sits in that track that goes along here? So yeah, coming up with a channel or track that curves like this, that's quite challenging. I'm starting to get some other stupid ideas in my head again. So how about we just do this? I've cut this piece of hardboard as a template, and just to check my idea out, it's like a panel that can go in there, and we just fasten that in place with some sealant, and then we don't have to worry about glass and this whole sliding business and all that. I mean, is it worth the trouble? It's not like we're having any seats in the back. I don't think so. Have that sitting like that. Just a steel panel. You could even paint it yellow or leave it. I kind of like the idea of matte black. You can put a sticker on there or something. Certainly the easiest solution. Yes, I like it, man. Goes with the whole rally car theme I have in my head. Spoiler alert, I'm still planning to add some black rally stripes and a number here on the door. We'll see how that turns out. You know, like I said, there's going to be no seating in the back. So, you know, occasionally mommy's doggies might go for a ride with her. Now, you can't reach back from the driver's position to open this anyway. And if this is completely open, her little sausage dog, little terrorist we call Arrow, is quite wild and he'll probably just jump out anyway. So if it is an issue with ventilation, which I don't think it will be, and the mummy's not too happy about that, I can always add a little ventilation panel in here of sorts. Yeah, we could even do the whole grill thing, you know, louvers. Everybody's louver obsessed. I think I'm gonna try it just quickly in yellow as well, see what that looks like. So I quickly painted the other side of that same panel yellow. It's not quite a match, but it gives us an idea. And fitted it here on this side. No, I'm not convinced about the yellow. I like the matte black a lot better. I don't know what you think, but I think, yeah, like some of you said, ultimately it's the swimmer's choice. So I'm gonna have to ask her whether she would like the yellow or the black. I'm hoping for black. And then once the panel has been finalized and put into place, then obviously this window trim will fit like that. And then it will be job done. Well then, apart from upholstering and fitting my door cards and that panel on the rear door, my work here is done and we have functioning doors. How awesome is that? So yeah, the wife needs to make a decision soon on the kind of fabric she would like to use here. And then also those rear panels we keep talking about. We want to get finished here. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me out here in my forest shop. As always, I enjoyed your company and I'll see you next time. Until then, have a lucky one, my brothers and sisters.
Whatever makes you happy, it just depends on you. So think of